Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three.
Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Oh, hit, road. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore!
Is it Brandon? Giannis says no! Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside! At both ends!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. Not a very good day for us. Scotty Barnes under 23.5. He hit with ease. He went over with ease. I'm sorry, we missed. DeAndre Hunter hooked. He had 16 in the third quarter. Did not score another point in the fourth. Missed 4 or 5 different shots. Missed a free throw to Cash. So disgusting loss there. Pascal Siakam under 7.5 cleared. He finished with just 5. So we cashed that. And then Isaiah Jackson finished with just 4 rebounds. 1-3 day. Honestly, probably one of the worst days I've had in the NBA this season. So while that is good that's one of the worst, still really upset with the results over the last week. Still up about 16 units on the season, but been kind of treading water since the season high of 17.52. So looking to get it back today. I do like today's slate. We have 9 different games. I believe 9. Let me fact check that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, we have 9 games. We'll start off with the Miami-New York Knicks game. Been through the board already once this morning. Early thoughts. I do like Towns over Lat. Appreciate you tapping in. Nothing official out yet. Appreciate you tapping in. PG County. Oh, yeah, you and fellow Maryland boy. What's good? 15 rebound chances and only 4 boards. Yeah, you expect to convert about half of those. He should have gave us around 7 or 8 last night. That's just the game we play. They'll all shake out in the long run. Still way up. So shout out to all the likes and the retweets so far. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me make sure we are live. Yes, we are live. So my numbers for Towns, keep in mind Jalen Brunson is out in this game. Bam Adebayo also out in this game. Rozier's been out. The rookie guard I don't think will make too big of a difference. Miles McBride should see extra usage. Landry Shamet. Honestly, Jordan Clarkson. We were talking about Jordan Clarkson overs this morning. For Towns, I did go make some manual adjustments here. I went back and I looked last year at what his usage was and what his average field goal attempts were without Brunson on the floor. Average usage was about 30. Average field goal attempts was about 18. A lot of games with 20 plus. Looked like some of them got away from them. So I manually added, I put Towns at 30% usage, 18 field goal attempts. We could even bump that up to 20. And if I get the 20 field goal attempts, I'm really right with market. But with the added usage percentage, and with the matchup being Khalil Ware, who does hit about a 3 per game, but isn't going to necessarily pull you out from the paint all the time, I see a lot of value. Towns over 10.5 boards. Was it 11.5 all morning? I thought it was 10.5. Maybe it was 11.5. If it was, my apologies. I thought there was a 10.5 out there today. No, it was always 11.5. Okay, I'm still leaning over. For some reason, I thought I saw 10.5 this morning. No, if I did, it was probably like minus 140 or 150 or something. Still like the 11.5 over. I make it about 13.7. So I'm basically at 14, a little under 14 for Towns boards. They played each other this season. Now, I don't know if Mitch played. He had 18 boards. Mitch was out in that game. Definitely lean over Karl Anthony Towns boards. I'm not going to make it official, but I would love a 10 plus. I would love a 10 plus as a lay piece. 286, I think there's still value there. I'd love the 10 plus as a lay piece. 3-pointers, I come in at 1.76, so I lean under, but that price is so bad. He did have 2 in the last matchup. I don't think there was like much of a difference last year with or without Brunson. We can check. Slightly, but it fell off later in the season. So yeah, no official reads for me there. Lean under. Same logic I had for this game with Anunoby. His usage bumps about 5% without Brunson, like in his points or PRs for Anunoby. Yeah, it's going to be hard to spot on that. So let's talk about how Miami plays defense, and how the Knicks play defense. Miami has Davion Mitchell, who's a lockdown defender. But the way the Knicks play defense, and this is why Norman Powell is interesting to me, they play a drop, but they also, unless you like if you play pick and roll to an isolated side, there's no way you can help. But they don't do a lot of pick and roll actions with Norman Powell. But what they do is they will play drop and then hedge with the closest guard, like a very strong hedge. And if you watch Norman Powell's last 2 games, I think they were Cleveland back-to-back. I want to say he had 9 and 10 3-point attempts, and I want to say he made 4 in each of those. So let's go look at Norman Powell. 23.5 is the line. His threes line is crazy juiced. 150. I like him for 3+. I really like him to get 4. Last 2 games versus Cleveland, 9 and 10 attempts, 4 and 5 makes. A lot of catch and shoot stuff, and he was not hesitating. As soon as the ball touched his hands, he was letting it go. Field goal attempts were high. I think he was around 18, 19 field goal attempts in each of these games. Yeah, 18, 19 in each of these games. I lean over. I think I like the points better because the juice is crazy on the 3+. But you could even ladder this. You could go over 2.5, 150, and then you could go over 3.5. What's the best over 3.5 line? 164. I'm not upset with that line at all. Hold on, we've got some news. Let's make sure this isn't NBA. Appreciate all the likes and the retweets. Shout-outs Ant, shout-outs Props.Cash, shout-outs The Truth, shout-outs to Mark, shout-outs to Night Fox. Appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the retweets. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Okay, no new NBA injury news. If y'all see anything that I don't see, throw it in there, but nothing new. All right, we're good. Norman Powell over his points. I think I got to go here. I like the points. 23.5 plus money at FanDuel. 23.5 plus money at MGM. Looks like this line is actually coming down. I know a lot of y'all have been tapped in, been patient. This is another spot similar to like Rui, similar. We've done this a few times this year where I'm saying, hey, let's wait. I think this line comes down, and then we can attack this over. I'm seeing the same thing here. I think we let Norman Powell come down to 22.5, and then I will run the over 22.5. Second fastest pace, spot up shooter. Yeah, he has scored a lot of his points from spot up. And that's the thing with Miami. Miami plays a similar line of defense where they will hedge. Or I should say, it's not even necessarily a hedge. It's you're feigning at the defender or at the offensive player as the defender. And the Knicks do that too. That's why they allow the spot up shots, but it really does help contain the interior. I think there's going to be threes galore in this game. Do we feel like he's moving at all? Okay, DraftKings literally just moved to 22.5 on this, so I might go run that. DraftKings just moved to 22.5. I feel like everyone else is coming down too. DraftKings 22.5, 124 to the over. I make this number. So I gave him 10 3-point attempts and 19 field goal attempts, and let's just say I'm way over. I really feel confident about the catch and shoot 3-point attempts. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Let's have a winning day today. I think I'm about to run my first play, Norman Powell over 22.5 points. Pray it stays competitive. Over in every game with 30 minutes this season. Okay, 31 minutes. Then the one miss was a hook. What were his attempts like in that game? Strong attempts. Yeah, if we get 15 field goal attempts in 30 minutes, I love this line. What's his average? His average is 27, and this is without Bam. Miami Heat, player points. Damn, they just moved again. Yep, they just moved back up. I want the 22.5. I'm just going to wait. I do think it comes down. We got DraftKings 23.5 minus 130 to the under. I do want Norman Powell 23 plus, though. As soon as we see the Norman Powell 23 plus, I'm running it. DraftKings moved down for a second. By the time I logged in, it was gone. But I think everyone's going to come down. I'm hopeful everyone's going to come down. I don't want to play the 23.5, even though my number's 28.5. I think if we're patient, we get a 22.5 and we close better. All right, moving on from Norman Powell. That will be a play. I'm just waiting to see how the market reacts. Khalil Ware, 14 and 15 in his last two. What did he do in the last game versus New York? Just 5 points. I want to see something, injury report. With Bam Adebayo, 7 field goal attempts a game, 10 field goal attempts. Small sample in each of these. Field goal attempts definitely look to be up a little bit. What do I make this number? Khalil Ware, Miami versus New York Knicks. 11.7 and 11.33 boards. So I would lean slightly under there, and I would lean over here. New York's got that double. What did he only had 8 in the last game versus New York. What were his minutes? 21. We probably see more minutes there, probably closer to 27, 28 minutes. Lean over Khalil Ware's boards a lot. Double-double is plus money. That's a little interesting as well. Could almost get behind the Khalil Ware double-double. Now, I think Mobley missed this game, but this is Mobley and Allen. You know, it's not like that's a layup by any means. He did it in 27 minutes versus Cleveland. Shout out Shorty. Appreciate the like. Appreciate the retweet. Khalil Ware double-double is very interesting to me at plus money. I'm at 11 and 11. I don't have it calculated, so I know what that is just built in yet. I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I know it's available at ESPN, but I'm as someone who's trying to release the play to an audience, I feel bad releasing it at ESPN because A, they're soft as shit. I know I can't bet there personally. And then B, it's just one book. If it's only FanDuel, I feel better because I'm even limited on FanDuel and I can still get down what I need. You know what I mean? 10% on FanDuel, you can get a couple hundred down. So I don't mind it at FanDuel, but ESPN, not so much. Similar to like if it's only available at Hard Rock or something. Now, I'll still play those. Don't get me wrong. I'll still play those. I just won't release them. I don't feel right about that. That being said, I think if I wait, I can get down at FanDuel on that number. Lean over Bam's boards as well. Like if you wanted to go Cat and Towns, not Cat. If you wanted to go Ware and Towns 10 and 10, totally okay with that. Okay, no underdog news. I'm going to lean over for points and leave it as a lean over. Braxton, appreciate the like, and Irish, appreciate the like. If I butcher y'all's names, my apologies, but I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. Miles McBride, WVU kind of player, not kind of player, WVU guy. I kind of like his threes today. We've talked about how Miami plays defense as well. It would definitely be spot up looks that you were looking for, but I definitely think he could get three. Let's go look at last year with Brunson. He averaged what? 4.3 attempts. Without 6.8, 4 in every game. Pardon me. That was even in one game sub 30 minutes. Blitz allowed open shots last year. Can't really remember. I lean over Miles McBride threes. I like him to get 3 tonight, increased minutes, increased role. Not an official play, but I would leave that. I do like the over there. OG Anunoby, line is 20.5. Let me see what I make this one. Let's go make some adjustments. How were his field goal attempts impacted last year with versus without Brunson? Without Brunson, he averaged 17 field goal attempts, basically. He got about 14 more per game. Now let's see how consistent that was. Very consistent. I'm very happy to lock him in for at least 15 here. That's a decent adjustment. Okay, that gets me to about 18 points. Now, do we need to make an adjustment for usage as well? My thoughts are yes. 24.5% versus 18.5%. Wow, how tight was the 20.5 or the 24.5? Probably be closer to 22 myself. I still come in a little bit under. Threes are interesting, though. 295. Almost 3 threes. Ah, the juice is crazy. I do lean over OG's threes, but that juice is crazy. Points, not so much. You did ask about rebounds, though, as well. No official plays yet, brother. No official plays yet. Norman Powell, if he moves, when Norman Powell goes to 22.5, which I'm pretty sure he is, I'm going to bet it. But for right now, nothing. Yeah, last night was disgusting, bro. Hooked with Hunter, 0 points in the fourth quarter. We did the recap, but yeah, that shit's nasty. Pardon me. I'm going to say nothing official for me on OG, 5.6 on the boards. Let me go here. I lean over rebounds, though, John. It makes sense. OG does make sense. I don't have a strong model read on it. But yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense. All right, moving on from OG. I know Miami wants Jovic to continue to shoot. I haven't seen anything out of him this season that would make me want to back him. A couple high volume games, a couple duds as well. Just hasn't seemed to find his rhythm. Now you're getting an inflated line with no Bam. Going to be no opinions on me here all the way around. For me here all the way around. I think Wiggins could be in an interesting spot for some catch and shoot opportunities. The 1.5 is a crazy price. Do I think he gets there? Yes. I mean, I'm definitely not running it straight. Minus 175 looks to be the best line. It's 17 last game. You do like that his attempts are pretty strong, consistently at 5. You do like to see that from Wiggins. I'm at 18.8 points, 2.37 threes made, 5 boards, and 3.5 assists. I mean, when you factor in the juice, I'm really pretty even with market on all 3 of those. No opinions on Wiggins outside of a small lean to his points over. And then personally, I like the 2+ threes, but the juice is probably not worth it. Bridges had a 20 ball last game versus Miami. He made 3 threes on just 5 attempts. 11 field goal attempts. Bridges has gotten benched a couple times this year in the fourth quarter, which has really surprised me. You know, it's a lot different team than it was last year with Tom Thibodeau. So I don't know how I feel here. My model leans over, in my heart I lean over. But it's definitely a new coaching staff, and I'm less confident in his volume. Like 28 minutes, 27 minutes. Brooklyn game might have been a blowout, but let me look something up real quick. All right, Brooklyn was a blowout. Orlando was somewhat of a blowout. I lean over Mikal Bridges' points. Would love to find an under in this game. I feel like there's definitely some overvalued players with the Bam news, but off the rip, nothing's jumping out. Hawkes line is 15.5. FanDuel, if you could just move down, that would be sweet. I make this line about 17. Do we like the over? 30 points. He had 17 in the last game versus the Knicks. $15.5 is painted across the board. I like Hawkes' over on the Miami side of the ball, and I do still really like Norman Powell. Just waiting for hopefully FanDuel and DraftKings to drop to 22.5 there. I think if we're patient, we get it. I like Norman Powell's threes, but the juice is crazy. Let me see the best. I think you could ladder that though, like 3.5 plus money, half a unit. I think is worth it. Norman Powell is probably my closest play. I do want to we can look at Larson as well. He's over in 4 straight, but he's literally gone down in each of those 4. We talked about him in yesterday's game versus Cleveland, or 2 days ago. And I said his volume had gone down in every game, and that continued to be true yesterday or 2 days ago. Going to stay off of Larson. This is the first game without Brunson this season, but I mean, I think Clarkson gets more run. I'd love to see him at like 20 minutes. And I mean, he's a volume shooter. If he's in the game for 20 minutes, he's going to have 10 at least field goal attempts. What is his threes made line at? Rather go with the points there. It's hard to spot because, it's the first game without Brunson. I think Miles McBride runs 28, 29 minutes. I think Landry Shamet probably runs like 28 minutes, if not 30. So where does that leave Clarkson? I still think it leaves him in the low 20s. No Brunson. No Brunson. I don't know what his rotation will be. I don't know if it'll change. I definitely lean over Jordan Clarkson's points. What's Shamit's threes at? Price is bad. I do think Shamit will chuck while he's in, though. I do think Shamit will chuck while he's in. I think you're getting a 4+ attempt night. 4 to 6, 4 to 7s probably. Let's go 4 to 8. 52% hit rate. You're paying a terrible price. I'm good on that. I do lean over Powell's points. I'm going to play that at some point. Clarkson, I don't trust the rotation enough. So I'm going to move on from this game. My two closest plays, Norman Powell over his points, just waiting for that line to come down. And then I do lean over Towns, 11.5 rebounds if you wanted to throw like 10+ in a lay. I do love Towns in this one. All right, moving on to Brooklyn versus Orlando. We know Brooklyn likes to blitz. We also know they're pretty banged up. I think I saw something about Sharp this morning. Let's go check that. I think I saw something about Sharp this morning. He's available to play. He is available to play. Okay. All right, let's just look at this season. Has Brooklyn and Orlando played? No. If so, Claxton didn't play. I don't think they've played this season. Line feels low for me off the rip. Let me go see where my numbers are at. Nicholas Claxton. I'm at 18 points here. Good Lord. What am I at for rebounds? Nick Claxton, 7.95. Okay, that's a lot closer to market. So I guess there is blow. I mean, what's the spread in this game? I guess there is some kind of blowout potential, but Orlando has not looked like the team we all thought. I know that the Nets are banged up. The Nets are, this is a 15-point spread. That would be what worries me most. Still a pretty decent hit rate and losses by 10 or more. This is 13.5, like minus 125 to the over. Everyone's juiced to the over. Appreciate all the new follows. If you're just now tapping in, man, drop a like, drop a retweet, giving everything out for free at the bottom of the screen. Just no official plays yet. We've been through one game. We are probably playing Norman Powell. We're just waiting to see if we can get some line movement. Once we do, we'll take care of that. The blowout is what worries me here. Trey Henderson ruled out. Nice. Steelers money line should be good. Nick Claxton, man. Am I running Claxton over 13.5? Averaging 17.5 in his last 5, 15 in his last 10. 3 duds. Been really efficient, but he doesn't take difficult shots. Everything's right around the rim. I think because it's a 14-point spread, I'll stay off of it, but would really, really lean over there. I think Suggs, yes, Suggs. What's Suggs' assists at? Ran 26 last game. What was the score in that last game? They won by 17, and now they've got another blowout. I would love to see if Suggs gets 30 minutes in the next Orlando competitive game. I'm very curious of that. One thing I do want to look at and then kind of want to skip over this game is Bane's assists. If this weren't a blowout, I'd take it. Obviously, they like to blitz. The Nets like to blitz from above the break. I don't know how many pick and roll actions they'll put Bane in tonight. List line's minus 130. Yeah, 130 is the best price. And it makes a lot of sense to me. My model leans over as well. I'm at 6.21. The juice is getting away from us here, and it's a blowout, but Bane 6+ assists is a good line. If you're looking for a lay piece, I think he can get 5+ done in the first half. Maybe look at like a first half assists. I might like a first half assists more than a full game assist for Desmond Bane. Get him done, get 2 or 3 out in the first half, and then not worry about what happens in the first quarter. What was the request? Patadze for the Bulls? Chicago? I'm thinking of Matas Buzeles. Patadze. Oh, go. Yeah, the big. Let's go full game here. Yeah, I don't know why my brain kept going Matas Buzeles there. No Benchero, no Wagner. Hit rate went crazy last year. Pialo is out. It's a crazy blowout is my biggest fear. Like, I would almost look at first half lines for Franz. 5.5 boards for Franz. Patadze's boards look good. About 22 minutes per game last year without Pialo. No games this year. He's only hit 20 twice, though. So if you think his rotation is going to be up, if you think his minutes are going to be way up, I could definitely still see value in both of those. Franz boards. Let's look at Suggs points and threes real quick. They feel inflated, especially because he's not getting crazy run in a blowout since he's dealt with injuries before. We'll go Michael Porter Jr., and then we'll go Franz. Where do I come in on MPJ? We're at 24 points. So I definitely lean over, and then 3.12 threes with the juice, nothing. I lean over Michael Porter Jr.'s points. This line has basically gone 22.5, though, which does eat up some of the value. $21.5 at DK, Pinnacle, ESPN, Fliff, Hard Rock, Rivers. Okay, there are a lot of 21.5s. I do like to see that. Again, this game's a blowout. I don't want to waste a lot of time on it. Lean over there. Volume should be there, but this is a 15-point spread. I said I'd go over Franz over this line just 3 times this year. Keep in mind there is no Pialo. Last year, without Pialo, 60% hit rate. He had a 32% usage, and that was sustained over a lot of games. So let's go put that in here. One second. 1 second, let me pull this back up. But yeah, massive usage bump. Let's go look at the field goal attempt bump. 20.5. Is that without? Yes, with 19.2. So the usage was a lot much. Okay, the difference between this year's usage and last year's without him. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Still at a 32% usage. It feels high, though. It feels high. Feels high, blowout. I'm cool on this game. Let's move, y'all. Let's just move. Philly, Detroit. Detroit is a 4.5-point favorite. Let's give this a refresh. Not a lot of lines up. We've got a lot of important players questionable. Edge come game time decision. We've got Embiid and PG out. Obviously, Ivy's still out. Tobias still out. Azor Thompson still out. Stewie questionable. Cunningham questionable. Durant questionable. Do we have more lines out? We have some lines out. Not a lot of lines out. Would lean over Maxi's, whoever plays. No edge come. I could see a Grimes over. Not a lot of lines out, though, so we'll move on. Lakers, Pelicans. This one's probably a blowout. 9-10-point favorite for the Lakers. I will say, y'all have heard me say it, Lakers can't blow anyone out. They lost to Atlanta when they sat everybody. They did beat Charlotte when they sat everybody, but they were down big early. They just came back and smoked them, but that was a competitive game. So you almost can still bet on the Lakers, even in blowouts, in blowout scripts, because they can't blow anyone out. If they cover tonight, it'll be a late fourth cover where they were down heading into it. I like DeAndre Ayton as a roll man here. Yeah, they're terrible versus roll man. They're terrible versus the cut. They're terrible versus putback. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate Marshall. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate all y'all that tapped in, brother. Appreciate all y'all that tapped in. This is gross, but I want to run an 8 and over. This is gross, but I have him projected at 18 points versus this team. That's so gross. 3 over a season average. Difficult matchup. Should have got there. Only played 19 minutes. I mean, now this is a blowout potential. So, like, if he gets 30, I love it. Ayton double-double was plus money. I think I'm actually under on his boards, which is crazy versus this matchup, but I do. Yeah, I don't like his rebounds. I really don't like his rebounds. It makes sense in this matchup to like him, but I'm actually below market here. Points is where I see the value. It's just disgusting. Trusting DeAndre Ayton is disgusting. 10 plus in LA, though. 10 plus in LA. That's the way to play this. Minus 400. Maybe not. I'm lying. Listen, you have model and market support for me if you want to run an 8 and over. I'm not, but you can. Okay, no. Let me go look at the market. Hey, but I will say this. FanDuel is super juiced to the under here as well. There are some softer books hanging a 13.5. If we see 13.5 here, I'll go. I'm trying to get the best of this number. If I get 13.5 here, I'll go. Oh, I already said it. Yeah, no, I already said it for sure. Lakers aren't blowing anyone out. And if they do, it's a fourth quarter cover. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think the 30 minutes should be there. If this line goes 13.5, similar to Norman Powell, I think we get both of those lines if we're patient. I will take this. DraftKings is 0.2 to the over. FanDuel's 0.4 to the over. I'm just trying to be patient. I think we can get 13.5, and then I'll go. Derek Queen, a really nice game. 37 minutes, 38 minutes. He scored 26 points. Yeah, I see that, John. I think if we're patient, we can get a FanDuel 125. I really do. Is Derek Queen in the starting lineup? No. Let me go plug him in and see where I would be with him today. Coming off of a big game, 1 day rest. Is this a rookie's first back-to-back? Oh, no, 1 day's rest. I just said that. 1 second. Let me look into Derek Queen a little bit more here. I think it's an intriguing buy low. I mean, you're not buying low because he just had the big game, but I think the ceiling is still really high. You plug him in for Bay. $13.71. Okay, no, I agree with the market. You know what? Good call, John. Or Allison. Great call, Allison. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the stream. It is cup games, and what am I trying to say? Score differential does matter. Scoring differential does matter. So it does help. It does help. What I will say, as much as score differential matters, anybody that's on a back-to-back, which there was only 3 games yesterday, so I'm not sure how many there are, would maybe be more cautious than other teams. Where do I come in for Luka? 35.5 points, 3.79 threes, 9.06 rebounds, 9.02 assists. See no value in Luka, although he should dominate this matchup. Obviously, they have no one that can defend him, and they do play like a very pronounced drop. Maybe Reeves is the better look. I feel like these lines are fairly efficient. Rui is also a look. I love what Marcus Smart brings to this team. Betting-wise, though, nothing that sparks my interest. Fears at 15 plus versus the Lakers feels right. Yeah, I think the minimum we see is 12 field goal attempts. I don't know how much New Orleans is playing for the cup or anything. Like, they know they've got no shots at anything, so maybe they pull early. Maybe they don't, though. Let's move on to Rui, though. Nothing official there on Jeremiah Fears. I think Rui we're going to run again. Cash for his last game, both the points and the threes, although it was a sweat. The Pelicans are third versus spot up. It's a lot of that is to do. We spoke about how Miami is bad versus spot up, but they will hedge from the ball side guard. The Pelicans will not. The Pelicans do not hedge ball side guard, which does not help help get shooters open. I would be more inclined to take Rui's points tonight than threes. 12.5 is juiced. 13.5 is out there as well. Over in 406 with Reeves, with Luka, without LeBron. 30 minutes in each one of those games. He's getting plenty of field goal attempts outside of the three-point line as well. Rui's been a cash cow for us. Are we going to trust him one more time? Actually, no, I don't like the threes. DraftKings, Hard Rock, MGM, there are some good prices on his 2+3s. But I lean his 12.5 points more. There are some good prices on his 2+3s. He's hit that in every single game in this scenario. There are 130s out there, 125 offshore, 130 MGM and Hard Rock, 132 at DraftKings. FanDuel did move. This one might be my first official play. I like him to get 2. Kamara had 3, O'Neal had 4, Barnes had 3, Bridges had 3, Williams had 4. First play, just 1 unit of risk at -130. I'm trying to be picky today too, though, because I'm trying to put together a hell of a slate. It's a cup game, though. It's going to be ugly. I mean, the Lakers should run away with this, but they're so ass. As a Lakers fan, they're so ass. I think I'm taking it 132, or we can get multiple 130s. There's a couple 130s out there. There's also multiple 132s. Money back tone, Turk, appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the retweets. Ricky, I appreciate you for tapping in as well. I'm going to run this at DraftKings. Rui 2+3s -132, 1 unit of risk. ESPN's at 130, Hard Rock's at 130 as well. First official play. One second. Let me check alts. Sometimes books will have a fucked up alt line. FanDuel might even be at just 130, which would be much. I'd feel better about tracking it there. 146, they hoeing. Nope. All right, let's go. All right, we got it. Just 1 unit risked. Okay, we can move on from Rui now. Next on our slate, Jake might be due for a good game. You know, if this game could get ugly, Jake, points, threes, rebounds, everything. Not mad at Jake getting some extra minutes here with lean over there. Trey Murphy, man, the usage is crazy, but teams can just fully focus on him. He's in a tough spot to get buckets. Reeves would be another interesting one for me. Lines might be more achievable than Luka's. They are the worst team in the league versus pick and roll ball handlers. We've spoke on the drop. Nah. What about assists? I do lean over here. What are they in assists allowed? We can see it over here. 17th, 23rd to 2s, which is basically what Reeves plays. I like Reeves assists over. Let me see what I see the edge at. And Reeves, a 2% edge. Nothing crazy, but I do lean over Reeves threes. I actually lean under Reeves points. My model does. There's no way I'm running that, though. With that big drop coverage, I think the spread's baking into that line, which, as Allison said, this is a cup game, so don't plan for reduced minutes in this one. Sadiq Bey to get 3 threes at plus money. I think there's a lot of value there. I might actually run his points over. I might actually run his points over here. Lakers will allow the jump shot. They will allow the spot up. One of the worst. They're going to collapse the paint, allow the jumper, and live with the results. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes I hate it. I don't think you should do it all the time versus every team. Sometimes it works out really good. I think Sadiq Bey will benefit from that huge today. Sadiq Bey points over, threes over, could not be mad at. If you play DFS, I don't know. I'm not sure what the price is, but Sadiq Bey, I think, is a high ceiling spot today. Let's move on to Portland, Houston. Portland's been playing their ass off. I think they're 6-5. So, I mean, doing much better than I thought they would. Had the controversy with losing their coach and everything. Maybe they were trying to lose games. Spread on this one is 8. Let me quickly run through here. Durant might be in a good spot, but I'm always afraid to back his usage. Sengun's points feel high, but probably a good spot there. Honestly, it's a good spot for Thompson as well. Stay away from Jabari. Stay away from Reed. So Sengun has a really good matchup. RA's over, might have to get a look. Houston. Let me find them in my model. Houston. I've got Sengun at 11 boards and 7 assists. What's the market at? Lean over. 11 and 7 is 18. This is plus money. Alperen and Sengun RA's line is sitting at 16.5 plus 04 at FanDuel. 38.5 painted on the PRAs. CTB, appreciate you tapping in. All Lakers over versus Pels except for Luka. Yeah, I like the shooters. They run people, or they don't help. I like New Orleans shooters versus the Lakers. I liked Ayton's over. I ran Rui's threes. Oh, my fault. I didn't put that in the banner. All right, ran that. Let's delete this. Okay, Rui 2 plus 3s. My first official play. We're into the Portland versus Houston game. Definitely lean over Alperen and Sengun RAs. Reed Shepard has been printing from 3. Difficult matchup in this one. I think I saw some reasonable 1.5 numbers out there. Difficult matchup for shooters in this one today. Could be a good Kevin Durant spot, but the volume just always worries me. They're not getting him enough shots. Honestly, 25.5 feels too high. I'm at 24.09 with 4 rebounds and 3.5 assists. Probably lean under KD's PRA. Market 34.5. Mostly painted. I do see some 33.5s out there. I make Kevin Durant's PRAs 31.81. 31.81. Damn. I know KD can go out and give you 35 points in any game, but in this system, that's not what they're asking him to do. Let's just go look at his field goal attempts. Averaging 16.3, has yet to have a game over 20 field goal attempts. Interesting. Very interesting. I know he's one of the most efficient players of all time. Has yet to have a game with over 20 field goal attempts. I didn't realize that. Model likes the under a lot. Just a disgusting play, but I might have to play it. What's the injury news on these teams? Nothing new. I'm running Kevin Durant under 34.5 PRAs. My number's 122 at FanDuel. Somebody's got to run unders on star players. Somebody's got to do it. Rockets at home. Player combos. PRAs. See all. Kevin Durant under 34.5. Got it. Disgusting. I know. It's all right, though. Somebody's got to do it, man. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got, because you know everybody's betting is over today. Vegas was built on unders and dogs. Cool. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Moving on. Kevin Durant, PRAs under. Yo, Denny has been printing for us. What's my model number for Denny Advia today? 26.68. Lean under everything but his points, but I do definitely lean over Denny Advia's points. Wouldn't say it's the best matchup for Denny today, though. 20 plus on the alt line, probably a great play. But the 23.5, I mean, I do lean over. It's a strong lean. I got him at 26.68. He doesn't get a bunch of points as the primary pick and roll ball handler, but he also does play that role some, and they're very good versus pick and roll ball handlers. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Now, they are trash from above the break. What about, see, my model leans under Denny's threes, but I feel like he could get 3 tonight. I feel like he could walk into 3 tonight. I feel like he could walk into 3 tonight. I love Denny 20 plus as a lay piece. I love Denny 20 plus as a lay piece. Drew, I like less. Drew, I like less than Denny tonight. Question really becomes, how do you feel about Shaden Sharp? Sharp might be my favorite play. I don't know. This game's tough to read. I mean, yeah. He said a Shaden Sharp game. Yeah, I'm leaning towards my favorite Blazer over would be Sharp. Let me go see something real quick. I'm at 24.15. We can play over 19.5. Yeah, you got to run that. They haven't lost a game by more than 10 this season. Wow, that is a really good sign for a young team as well. Through 11 games, they haven't been blown out yet. Now, one could argue they're probably due as 8-point dogs. This game is tough for me to read, man. They have played well all season. I would not have expected them to be 6-5. This game is hard for me to read. I got the KD PRAs under. I like that a lot. I like Sengun RAs over. I do lean over Sengun RAs. I like Denny over his points. Denny and Shaden Sharp both over their points. I like a lot. Denny and Shaden Sharp over their points. I both like a lot. I can't decide on which one I want to go with, but I don't think you can go wrong either way. Lean over both of those two. Leave them as leans for now. Let's move. Shaden Sharp would be my closer of the two. Sacramento versus Minnesota. Yep, this is an 11-point spread. I knew this one could get ugly. Let's see. Monk and Sabonis are both questionable in this game. That's obviously going to change a lot of things. Can't buy Westbrook hype. Can't count on them to be in the game. Maybe a Nas Reed threes, Nas Reed points. $132. I don't like that price. Lean over Nas's threes. We've got two key questionables in this game. That's most likely a blowout. Drew Holiday assist. That would make sense. Again, we've spoke on this many times this season. Houston is not the defensive team we were. They're not a bad defensive team either. They're not a bad defensive team. They did not allow any assists last year, and that has changed a little bit this year. So I wouldn't be mad at a Drew's assists over. Also, a Timberwolves first quarter spread. Yeah, I'm not sure what the line is. That would make sense to me. I would almost be comfortable laying the 11.5 full game on the Spurs. So definitely not mad at the full game spread. Not the Spurs, the Wolves. Lean over Nas Reed, but that's it in this game. I think this game's going to get ugly. No props for me to bet. Charlotte, another ugly game. Wow, we're into the weeds today. This one's hard as well because LaMelo is either questionable or probable to return. But he's coming off of an injury, so if it gets ugly, I don't think he gets extra run. Hasn't played since the first. Wow, these books are good. My model numbers are right there with their points. Let me see something here. Lean over rebounds. Are there 22.5s out there for LaMelo? DraftKings 22.5. Caesars 22.5. I could absolutely get behind a LaMelo under 22.5 points. Could absolutely get behind a LaMelo. Rico, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like. Appreciate the retweet. Appreciate all y'all that tapped in today. NBA news, no, just NFL news. Injury, underdog. What do we got? Georgia's Niang to miss at least one more week. That's all we've got. Niang to miss at least one more week. I like this LaMelo under 22.5. Did it cash last game? I know we talked about it. I know we talked about Bridges' first quarter last game. I think 7 would have – I think that line was right around 7. I can't remember. Yeah, 7 plus definitely would be a look. Khan has definitely been hooping, but he did sell us last game. Over 24.5 PRs, he finished with 22. Now, that game was ugly. I want to say Charlotte lost by like 33 points. So losing fourth quarter minutes did definitely cost us in that one. That was last game, wasn't it? Was that just versus Milwaukee? Are they running it back? Are they running it back, or was that 2 games ago? I can't remember now. Lean over Kneppel getting his threes versus Milwaukee, but they do defend from above the break fairly well. Yeah, 4th fewest this season. Plus LaMelo's back. I don't know if that. Well, I think LaMelo's probable. So yeah, I can't trust I can't trust Kneppel tonight. But I will say he's been hooping. I saw Giannis is probable as well. Ryan Rollins went off last game without Giannis. Juice on that is crazy at 188. Going to be nothing for me on Ryan Rollins. Speaking of it being a cup game, though, I do like Giannis overs. Specifically, Giannis over points. I like his under RAs. 18.5 is out there. At least was out there. Yeah, it's mostly 18.5s. Miles Turner will definitely look into Miles Turner. Does AJ Green hoe us on threes tonight? I hope not. AJ Green threes. We'll get into these one at a time, but AJ Green threes makes a lot of sense to me as well. I really think Giannis is going for 35 tonight. Unless this gets super ugly super quick. First half over like 16 would be something I would be interested in. Under in 5 of his last 6 versus Charlotte, but keep in mind he did sit. It looks like a lot of those games are, rest late because they were whooping ass. And as Allison pointed out earlier, we are getting a cup game tonight, so point differentials do matter. I'm at about 34 points here. I lean over for Giannis. I think he gets it done because of the cup game. Sexton overs without LaMelo would be a look. Sexton overs without LaMelo would be a look. AJ Green only 1-3, only 3 attempted last game. I don't like that. Played better in the games with Giannis for sure. More attempts in the games with Giannis for sure. You've got to be projecting about 6 assists here. Yeah, it's definitely huge. Definitely huge. Cup games are very important to the read. Hold on. I got a Twitter notification. Make sure it's not NBA underdog. No, it was just Niang. We already got that. Make sure there's nothing new while I'm here. Shakir Harris, appreciate the like, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, no, we're caught up. No, I'm not going to play AJ tonight, although it makes sense. They do allow a bunch from above the break. They're mediocre versus the spot up. Giannis is back, which means they should be collapsing the paint. They didn't have to do it as much last game. So I'll stay off of it, but I would lean over for sure. You're going to need about 5 or 6 attempts. Miles Turner, minus 154 is the best odds I see, maybe a 142 out there. Do I think he gets 2+ though? Yes. Don't love the price. I'm at 2.5 though. I'm at 2.5, so I would probably hang at 2.5 even money to the over. Like a no vig line, I'd make 2.5. So yes, I do lean over. I don't love the price, but I do lean over. I think he gets 2+ tonight. Honestly, like if you wanted to pair that with AJ Green 2+, you're probably close to even money. I like both of them to get 2 tonight. Kuzma, we've seen his minutes. I know he dealt with some injury and stuff earlier on in the season. Minutes have gone up. I think he'll play better tonight. In any minutes he gets to play along Giannis. I know they don't run that much. You could go to Popcorn and see what that is like. But his usage will fare better when he's not on the court with Giannis. So honestly, would lean over here. I think he'll figure himself out as like a 15 per night scorer off the bench for them. I do lean under Miles Turner RAs. Miles Turner RAs, I do lean under. If it were 8.5, I'd probably run it no questions asked. No, I don't see any value. Not any real value though. All right. He has a 2x Flex Friday. Hear me out. Kneppel 14 PRs. Yeah, I like that. That's really low. Wagner 5+ boards, and Edwards would be, but it's a cup game. So no, I like it. I like that. I'm not mad at that at all. Biggest fear is Edwards in a blowout. I mean, honestly, Wagner's in a blowout, but with the cup game saving you, I like all three of those a lot. Giannis under boards. Where do I come in at? I'm at 9.6. Yeah, see, I'm even on Giannis RAs, John. I mean, I lean under Giannis RAs. Lean over points, but under RAs. Yeah, I think I do want to run a Giannis under, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I do want to run the Giannis under, to be honest. I got MGM and Hard Rock at 120. I've got Fanatics at 120, ESPN at 125, and DraftKings at 128. Minus 130 on the boards or the RAs? I think that's the boards, 11.5. They do rebound the ball incredibly well. I think I'm going to run the RAs 18.5 under 120 at MGM. Are the rebounds better, though? I don't know. The board's price is good, too. I'm going to MGM real quick. NBA Hornets, Bucks, players. I like both too. The RAs are easier for me to release. I do kind of like the rebounds a little bit better. 130 at MGM, 130 at Hard Rock, 137 at Caesars. Garrett Wilson expected to play again this season. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm going to run the RAs before this line gets away from me. Combo stats, just rebounds plus assists. Under 18.5 minus 120. Get that. Cool. All right, we move. I took Giannis RAs under. Oh, I put that up here too as well. A couple of unders on the slate. Feels like it's going to be a good one. The books want you to bet star players overs. I mean, that's what they want you to do. You sneak in a Rui over, you get 2-star unders. Any requests on this game? I think I'm going to call it there on this one. Any requests, throw them in there real quick. If not, we will move on to the next game. And while I wait on a couple of requests, I'm going to go see if Norman Powell moved by chance. Okay, we have Prop Builder now at 22.5. We have Prop Builder now at 22.5. FanDuel, just come down. I'll release it real quick, and then we'll get back to business. Does FanDuel have their alts up? Like, can we get that at like minus 126 and keep moving? NBA, Heat Knicks, first game, player points, alt points, all players, Norman Powell, 128. Bro, just come down 3 cents and I'll run it there and we'll all be happy. I'm going to wait. Books are coming down. They should come down soon. We do have Fanatics, ESPN, and Prop Builder at 22.5. If I can get even ESPN or DraftKings, if I can get someone down to 22.5, if FanDuel's the only 23.5, I'll play it. But I do think we get it, so I'm just going to wait and release it at a more fair time. Prop Builder's 22.5, 119. All right. 119, 115 at Fanatics. Did something come out? Like, is Bam magically playing or something? No news yet. I'm going to play that before stream ends. Minus 126 at FanDuel now. Yeah, see, I'm going to I'm just going to release it. I'm playing it now. Norman Powell over 22.5. All right, I got that bet. I got that out. Let me release it. To be clear, my projections are 28.5, so it's good wherever. Well, it's like 28.2. But I've just been waiting around for that best line. Fanatics just moved to 22.5, 115. DraftKings just moved to 22.5, juice to the over as well. Yeah, go ahead and run that. DraftKings now minus 126 to the over, I think. Let me go check this real quick, and then yeah, I'm more than happy to release this now. Bum, 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 bum. Like I said, I knew everyone would come down. 23.5 minus 124 now available at DraftKings as well. All right, we move. I knew that line would come back down to us. Who was the other one we were waiting on? I wanted to check back for. There's another line I wanted to check back for. I thought it would drop. Not standing out to me. Moving on to Clippers versus Dallas. I think Kawhi is out. Anthony Davis, game time decision. PJ Washington, game time decision. Hard to know what's going on the Dallas side of the ball until we have some injury updates. What's the spread in this one? Dallas is a 3-point dog, so that's telling me AD is going. We also have lines for Anthony Davis and PJ Washington. I'm probably leaning towards they both go. Brooks not been playing a lot of minutes, but the 3+3 or the 2+3s at plus money, I would probably get behind. Harden's line's 24.5 on his points, 9.5 on his assist. Let me pull up my Clippers game here. 23.5 on the points, so I lean under. 8.5 on the assists, I also lean under. Would be afraid to take a PA under, though. I feel like the upside is there. Dallas, I think, is awful versus pick and roll ball handlers. No, they're 25th. They're awful from above the break. Yeah, 25th from above. Yes, they're awful versus pick and roll ball handlers. They're not awful from above the break, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I won't run it, but my model would lean under Harden PAs in this one. It's not a good under, though, so I don't recommend it. Do you want to let's go look into something real quick. Do you want to bet they're going to be super, super conservative with Anthony Davis's minutes here if he does play? Man, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. I would lean. I know he's gone over in every game, but I would lean with them being conservative with minutes. They are trying to trade him, so they will be strict on his minutes. Good call, Chris. That's 100% facts as well. They are going to be strict with his minutes. He's over these lines in every game. That also tells me the books are thinking the same thing we are, though. It's a tough matchup with Zoo. I would lean over. I wouldn't look at his charts and be like, "Oh, he's for sure going over this." No, I would stay away from any overs on Anthony Davis here. PJ Washington, a lot of upside if he goes and AD's out. I would lean over PRs. Again, though, it is a difficult matchup with the Clippers. Even with them being injured, it's definitely a difficult matchup. What about a sneaky Max Christie threes game? First of all, for y'all that be doing them lays, like if you wanna run that Miles Turner Max Christie 2+ or AJ Green Max Christie 2+ threes, love that. Do we have a threes? How do I keep getting logged out? Like, leave me logged in, bro. What are our boosts today? I can't say that I've honestly looked around. Got a Pittsburgh versus Nashville boost in the NHL. Hey, if you're watching this stream and you bet hockey, send me a slip. Send me a slip in the Penguins game. Because I got a boost, but I don't have anything for it. Let me go to FanDuel, see if they've got anything good there. 6 o'clock, they've got, they do have the 10%. They do have the 10%. Or it's not 10%. What was it? I did get a FanDuel reward. Let me see what it is. 50% boost in the NBA. No minimum odds, pregame or live. Or no minimum legs, minus 200 minimum odds. I like to send these to the moon since I'm limited so small. Let me finish the games, and then I'm gonna have something there. A lotto. And in that lotto, I like Max for 3+ threes at super plus money. I like Max at plus money for 3+ threes. Any requests in this one? Cooper Flag, the Rook. We can go through them real quick. I've yet to make a Cooper Flag bet this season. He's getting a difficult matchup. Y'all want to see me be on some hater shit? I could probably get behind the PRs under if Anthony Davis played. 14.25 on his points, so I lean under. And then 6.5 exactly on his boards, so I'm with market. 2.4 on his assists. Lean under there as well. Zubox 25 PRs. I will look into it. I might be fading the rookie here. I know people aren't going to like it because he's over it in back-to-back. Definitely lean under PAs for Cooper Flag. Zubox PRs 25+. Oh, yeah, that looks real nice. Even with AD. Who requested that? Yeah, bro. At minus 233. Yeah, bro. Definitely a hell of a lay piece. A hell of a lay piece. Absolutely think there's value at 233. John Collins rebounds under. Speaking my language with these unders. I have exactly 5 as a projection. Five and a half. It's very close, Turk. It's very close. Let me see what I make the edge. Let me see where I come in at his points and assists because, yes. What do we think about a possible PRA under for John Collins? I think I'm closer to the PRA under, Turk. I think I'm closer to the PRAs under. I've got a 21.5, a 22.5, 22.5 MGM Hard Rock. There's not a lot of books open yet. We're still waiting on the FanDuels and the DraftKings of the world. But yeah, I think I can run this under right now at 22.5. My PRAs for John Collins are 19, yeah. Is MGM at minus 115? I can run this. I'm going to go to FanDuel too and just check. Let me find this Clippers game. Clippers. Here it is. Player combos. Here it is. PRA. No, it's not up yet. Yeah, I think I just go run this at MGM, though. I don't know when this line's going to come up. Rivers isn't open yet either. One second. I got to go make sure this line's available at a couple different spots. But yeah, we're going to run the – I like the PRAs, Turk. I'm going to go PRAs under. Got it. Yeah, good looks though, Turk. Good looks though. Let me add that to the banner now. I like that. I like that under a lot. John Collins under 22.5 PRAs. Yep, I like that a lot. Great request. Any other requests, whether it's this game or any other game, y'all? Definitely. Someone asked Christie 12 plus. I'm assuming the 11.5 is out there somewhere. A little juicy, but yeah, I like it. I do like it. If you're going to water it down, man, just go to 10. Just go to 10 or 2 threes, I think, if you're going to water it down. But I'm not I wouldn't talk you off of it. I wouldn't talk you off of it. Like Christie 12 plus, 10 plus is just as good. Well, better, obviously. Zubox, the 25 plus alts, absolutely love that as well. Let me add this back up here. Late to stream, not sure if you got to the Philly game, but how do you feel about a Drummond double-double? We still have Golden State to get through, but I did not really go over this game because there's not a lot of lines. Drummond double-double. I mean, Stewie and Durant are both out, so I like it at 105 if Durant does go. If Durant were to not go, I'd love it. So I think it's a good spot to buy it. I don't think you close negative if Stewie and Durant do go. I mean, if you do, maybe it's like plus 05. But it's a good time to get on it. You know, I didn't spend a lot of time on that game because there weren't a lot of lines open. But I would lean over there. And I don't think he's impacted too much with the Durant news. Obviously, it might get a little better or worse, but how do I feel about LaMelo's RAs? Let's go circle back here real quick. Charlotte's playing Milwaukee. I'm at 7.85 rebounds, lean over. Oh, yeah, and I do slightly lean over his assists. Big lean over to LaMelo's rebounds. First game back from an injury, though. He hasn't played since the first. And we did go over him a little bit. I do lean over, though. First game back, I'm not sure what his minutes will be like. It was an ankle, right, or knee, and I think it's something he's already had injury news with before, injury history with. Lean over 100% LaMelo's rebounds, but it feels trappy to me, similar to Anthony Davis, where I think the books are in some kind of expectation where his minutes are like 28. But if you think he gives it a full go at 33-plus minutes, I absolutely love the rebounds over. Would lean rebounds more than assists, though. My assist projections come in very similar to market. Rebounds, I'm at 7.15. His season average is 7.8, so I'm still under the average, but over this line. So rebounds would be my favorite look with LaMelo there. All right, I'm going to go through the Golden State and the last game now, the Golden State versus San Antonio. This is basically a rematch, I believe, of the other night. Kobe White, Josh Giddey fully practiced today. Mom Who Bets, appreciate the like, appreciate the retweet, appreciate you for tapping in. Any other injury news? No, just that Kobe White did practice, so we should see him back soon. Okay, getting into the Golden State versus the San Antonio game. Is this the game Wemby had a crazy fourth? Okay, he's had 18 and 14 in his last 2 fourth quarters. I was thinking of the game before, but it definitely wasn't a quiet fourth last game. Request on Wemby's PRs. We're going to look into that right now. $31 last game versus Golden State. 15 boards. They don't have anything to stop him, anyone. Fox was awful. Run Castle back. We cashed his PAs easily. You know what? The Jimmy open threes caught my eye as well. Now, I don't know if that was a product of Steph going stupid, but that caught my eye as well. Castle PAs we cashed on in this last matchup, so we'll definitely look at that. I lean under Wemby's points, but I'd be damned if I run it. Boards, I'm at about 12.5. So I'm right with market here. I'm at about 25.5 points. No way I run the under, though, in this matchup. Nothing for me on Wemby. No opinions. I think he'll do well, but I'm not betting the overs. Steph played like dog shit versus OKC. Just incredibly awful. Just embarrassingly bad. He had gotten decent looks in that game as well. I mean, it's not like they were wide open, but looks we'd expect Steph Curry to make. Shot incredibly inefficient. Did not get any help from around him, I will say that. But yeah, I mean, just 2 completely different games, 11 and then 46. Request on Wemby's threes. How many did he take in the last matchup? Made 3, took 7, 9, 9, and 7 in his last 3. I like it less than other lay pieces. Not a big fan of Wemby's threes in this one. If you are going to take it, I think you take the 3 at plus money and live with the results, opposed to the 2 minus 200 and try to water some shit down. I'd rather take the 3. No, I'm taking something plus money. So this is a widely available line. He's out of the starting lineup. He doesn't want to be there. Props though, I got to message them. This is him. Okay. I was going to say, I got to message them. We got to get this fixed. Last 20 games, sub 30 minutes with Curry, with Jimmy, under in 8 of 10. It's a low number, but I think his role is vanishing. Obviously, he only played the 12 last game. I would be shocked if he ran anything more than 26 minutes. I would be shocked if he ran anything more than 26 minutes. I'm gonna run. I mean, it's you're playing the benching. You're playing the benching here because if he plays 32 minutes, we're screwed. They do weird shit with him though. Like Kerr, they do weird shit with him all the time. Yeah, it's not like Jimmy or Steph's at risk at sitting. Because if someone sits, I hate this line. But otherwise, I really like it. Firo upgraded to probable. Man, there's a lot of guys in this league, man, that it's like, who? All right, I've talked about it long enough. I'm going to go run it. I've got a 110 at MGM, 112 at Prop Builder, 110 at Hard Rock, 06 at Pinnacle, and 130 at Fanatics. One second. Let me get this in. Let me get this out. Warriors. Players. Oh, it's actually minus 05. It's minus 05. Sweet. Lock that in. Good deal, good deal, good deal. A lot of unders today. We are hate watching. We are hate watching today. All right, moving on from Kuminga, we had a request on Jimmy's PAs, I believe it was. Let me go back to the comments here. Yeah, we had Jimmy's PAs. Not to disagree or anything, but in my opinion, if you ever get LaMelo 12.5 or less, it's a must play. Yeah, you're not wrong about that, John. But as I said, I'm not mad at the LaMelo RA's over. I'm not. I mean, my model agrees with it. Minutes is my fear. You say 25 plus, it's good to go. I probably want to be somewhere between 28 and 30 plus. I'm not mad at it. It's a cup game too. I think the blowout means less. I definitely lean over there. Someone asked about Jimmy's PAs. I'm also interested. Someone also asked about the threes. I don't think anyone asked about it, but I'm intrigued about it. He hit 5 last game. He attempted 7, so crazy efficiency. Had gone a brick without any, 5 straight without any. I think we see maybe not 7 attempts tonight, but I'd love to see like 5 or 6 again, especially if that's the game plan. Terrence Shannon, Jr. foot to miss at least 1 week. Cool. Anything else, underdog? No? All right. Let me go see where my model comes in at Jimmy PAs because I lean over off rip. 18.3 points, and now the model doesn't really like it. I lean over. Model's pretty close to market, but I would lean over Jimmy's PA. My model is close to the market here, but I would lean over personally. No official plays, though. I'm also, whoever requested or talked about the Jimmy's threes, out of all of these players, Jimmy's my favorite. I do like 2+ at plus 190. Yeah, I lean over Jimmy's threes at plus money, at super plus money. I know the chart doesn't look good, but definitely would lean over personally. Curry, I spoke on. Not going to have any opinions here. Obviously, he's killed in the last game. Fox, obviously, we played 20 plus and he went under. We'll stay off tonight and he'll cash, but I'm not going to have anything. Castle's number didn't move much. Yeah, 16 and a half at a lot of books. FanDuel, DraftKings, Fanatics, ESPN, Prop.X, Flip. I mean, MGM's at 18 and a half minus 125. The market's way off, but there's a big spread in the market too. 18 and a half to 16 and a half. You could almost just middle that bitch and keep it moving. Yeah, I lean way over for Castle. 18.88 points, 8.85 assists. I'm over 27 PAs projected. He had 33 in this exact same matchup 2 days ago. I'll come back to it, but Castle's points or PAs both look good to me. Kuminga, we already ran. Draymond definitely going to get open attempts from three. I think for the value, though, I'd rather go Jimmy. They both attempted 7 last game, and Jimmy, you can get it plus 190. Champagny is questionable, I believe. Yeah. Vassell is just, I don't bet on him. Looks great, though. Looks great. Over in 8 of 11. Over in 8 of his last 10. Over in the last game. I'll tell you my numbers, but I always have a hard time spotting him. 11.52. So even though it looks great, I actually lean under there. Just even more reason for me to stay the hell away. Well, that's really all I really want to go into. Castle. I really like Stephon Castle overs in this one. Model projections. I know Fox is back. I don't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. Maybe I leave it as a lean for now, but shit, this one's close. I'm also thinking like a 15-6 lay. I don't know what the odds would be. Every time I try to get cute with these, one thing will smash, the other will miss. I bet this he'll have 30 and 4. You're minus 120 for 15-6, which I really like a lot. Rudy Gobert 2+ blocks in the Minnesota game. Yeah. Not something I handicap, but yeah, it looks good to me. I don't make my own numbers for this. I should, because defensive props are getting more and more liquid. Yeah, I would lean over the 117 at DK. There's a 117 at DK. You're getting value there. So I lean over to I like the Gobert 2 blocks. Not something I'm generally betting. But I do lean over there for sure. I think I want to open the board up, though. Definitely want to be out of here within the next 10 minutes. But if you guys jumped in late, jumped in early, had to leave, whatever, anybody you want me to go through, any requests, put them in the chat real quick. If not, we'll wrap it up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Yep, 6 NBA plays today on a 9-game slate. Definitely some extra leans. No more requests. I'll recap real quick. We'll get out of here. All right, if we have no more requests, let me recap today's slate real quick. Rui Hachimura, 2+ threes to win 1 unit. Kevin Durant, under 34.5 PRAs to win 1 unit. Giannis Antetokounmpo, under 18.5 rebounds and assists to win 1 unit. Norman Powell, over 22.5 points to win 1 unit. Jonathan Kuminga, no. Well, yes, Jonathan Kuminga under 17.5 PRAs. John Collins under 22.5 PRAs, all to win 1 unit today. All right, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, man, let's go.